is up with the squad? It's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies, and I am in the building with special guests, y'all. We talking buffs. We got RobDaManMedia and Coach Dre. I appreciate y'all pulling up. What's going on, fam? How y'all doing?
Good, man. We can't complain.
Good, man. Chilling, man. Let's happening.
Let's have it, Rob. You got the background I'm trying to be in. Oh my gosh, man. Listen, man. You living the life I'm trying to have right now. I seen y'all live at the game. What's good?
Hey, we got some things more coming. Just pull up to a game.
Listen,
I'll be there for homecoming for Baylor game. I'll be in Nebraska.
Okay.
I'll be in Nebraska.
You gonna be in Nebraska?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, man. Listen. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. We trying to grow Cess Talk Sports up to be like RobDaManMedia. We're gonna be moving around this thing, you know what I mean? But listen, I listen. Just humbled that y'all even got time, Coach Dre. I know you in and out of practice. You got all kind of stuff going on. How is your day going today?
Man, you gotta be blessed. First and foremost, I want to send my prayers and my deepest condolences out to those families out in Georgia. Man, we got to come together as a community, as a nation, as one to kids ought to be safe at school. Kids, that's the one place where when you send your kids, you should be able to feel safe. And I want to send my prayers and condolences out. We're losing a colleague in the coaching profession with one of the teachers being killed, being a coach. Besides that, man, it's a blessed day, and we just happy to be here.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely. Prayers going out, hugs going out, love going out, man. Love on your loved ones. Life is short. Life is short out here. We got to cut this madness out. We got to cut the madness out. I'm all about the love, y'all. I'm all about the love. That's what I'm here for. I see fam jumping in. Hey, y'all, make sure if you're not already following RobDaManMedia, make sure y'all give RobDaManMedia a follow. Drop your link in there. If you visiting, you know what I'm saying. If you're not subscribed already to Cess Talk Sports, pull up. We all just a family. We growing this thing, but let's talk some buffs. Let's talk buffs. Y'all tell me, how did the coverage start? How did the RobDaManMedia and the channel and stuff come about? How did y'all put this thing together?
Man, it was something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to cover, sports in general, and I just chose to go with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. But it really just started just off just trying to build my own black media company. That's really how this all started. I wanted to build my own black media company from ground up, and just do it organically. And I just been blessed to be with my brother, Coach Dre, as y'all know him, but I know him something else. But just to be with my brother, and to be on his day-to-day grind, talking to my brother every day, and just doing it the right way. Not looking for no handouts, not blowing down people DMs for this, that, and the third, but just doing it the right way. And we just been blessed with privy to information that a lot of people don't get. So, RobDaManMedia is bigger than just me. I know a lot of people just see me, but it's bigger than that. It's a whole family of people that work behind the scenes that do stuff that people don't even know they do. That's the blessing part about this whole situation is I've just been blessed to be around a lot of people that I wouldn't even know. So I'm just thankful, man, for all this. What's going on, and we just growing RobDaManMedia. My brother here with me as always. I don't do nothing without my brother. So hey, I'm gonna let my brother tell his story. But nah, man, it's just been a blessing, a journey. So we just been out just to help people grow, channels, and it ain't just been about me. It's, somebody extending a hand to me, and I just like to extend a hand to other people and push this thing forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm humbled when you reached out and was like, "Yo, just to show the love." That's the type of energy I'm looking for in this YouTube space. Cess Talk Sports. It's a community. It's a movement. Like you said, there's so many things that go on behind the scenes to help get this heavy lift done. So I know where you're coming from, Coach Dre. We got to hear your story.
Like I say, if you 2 years ago, you wouldn't have found Coach Dre on any social media, anything. I'm still not on Facebook. I don't think I'm on TikTok. I'm just on Instagram. and Twitter. That wasn't me. I'm not that kind of guy. But coaching football, having sons, and having a kid that's gonna end up being a top-notch recruit, which I tell him is Rob nephew. I started doing Twitter. So with Coach Prime, my son came up in the Little League. I have a son that's about older, Shador, and at that time, my youth program in Florida was one of the top youth programs in the country, so I knew of Coach Prime. And so I always, followed his youth program, followed Shador them through through high school, and then, when he got the job at Jackson State, unbeknownst to a lot of people, I had a kid that graduated that went to school that I coached at Eastside who went to Jackson, so we already knew what was going on in Jackson. So I found life in football. This is how this all started. Life in football. It was about 30 of us with Colin, and so then bro went off and Colin always pushing for other people to do other things. So Rob went off and did his thing, and I tell people all the time I'm not a content creator. I just followed my brother, supporting my brother. And, it just, this turned into something that we were doing together. Like you say, it's not just me and him. I know y'all see our faces, but it's more people behind the scenes. We have a team of people that rock with us. And, and my whole thing was, as in life, I just want to be positive. I know it's so much negative, and people get on here and say, oh, y'all too positive. I do call it like I see it, but that don't mean, like I tell people, if I give you a meal, tell me whatever meal you like. Whether Mexican, Chinese, I don't care what it is you like to eat. And you watch me prepare this meal. You come to my house, you watch me prepare. You know it's finna be good, and I'm finna serve it up to you. But before I get ready to go serve it to you, I go outside. I get the garbage can lid. I flip the garbage can lid over, and I put your food on there and say, oh, here you go your meal. You eating that? No. So it's about the presentation. And like Rob
Always.
said, we're privy to know I was privy to know somebody that was close to Coach Prime. He's like my son. When you see the picture, when I'm not on here live, that people know who that is. So, and it's just like I say, it's just been a blessing. I tell people I'm here to be a blessing, not a stressing. And every day I'm trying to bless somebody because that's what it should be. But it happened organically. A year ago, I didn't know Rob like that. People think me and Rob brothers for real. They think but a year ago, I didn't know Rob like that. But now, man, we talk to each other every day. We don't got each other through some rough times. So, we real brothers. No ifs, fans, and buts about it. But, we going to always rock with Coach Prime because there's nobody doing what he's doing. And I've been in coaching a long time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, for those of y'all, we just starting to really talk buffs on Cess Talk Sports. I started off on the channel though talking about Coach Prime. That's what made me. I was going back and forth. But am I gonna cut this camera on? What am I gonna do? And I cut the camera on and was like, Coach Prime is having an impact that people don't realize, and it parallel to what we talked about it on your show, what Coach Don Staley is doing, right? And it's a movement that these two coaches got going on, and it's something that people, I don't know if people understand, like it's something special, it's something that needs to be protected at all costs. Like this is not about coaching. This is about saving young people. And this is about giving young people an opportunity. And it was so much hate on Deion. It was so much hate on Coach Prime. He gonna fail. He leaving Jackson. What about them kids? He bought his luggage. It was Louis. Everybody don't get to come. And that's the thing that I love about Coach Prime is he not gonna, I'm making this assumption because I don't know Coach Prime at all, but he comes across as if you work hard, he gonna help you get to your success. Your success may not be what you think it is when you come into his program. Your goal may be to be an NFL player. You might not be that, buddy, but we're gonna make sure that you get an education and an opportunity and support around you to be able to go out and be a good man and be a good person to get back into this community and be productive. And it's about taking care of that side of young people that attracted me to his coaching. I was already a fan. You start off watching Deion coming out of Florida State, right? You had to, so I go from Jerry Curl on up. And same with Coach Big Drip, I go from the asymmetrical hairstyle on up. And that was the thing that made me like, okay, I need people to understand that this is not about football. This is about making better men. And so that was kind of where I started talking, and then it drifted into basketball, which I think was a little bit more natural just because it was a sport I played. But it always comes back to Coach Prime. So I'm happy to be sitting here with you all. This thing happened organically. I'm blown away by the way we can cut this mic on and make connections. This world is way smaller than we think it is, especially in the internet streets. So I'm happy to be sitting here with y'all. And I gotta know, we seen this first game now. We seen this first game. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about the season and the changes that we made at Colorado?
I mean, when you look at the season, I give it 4 games, right, before I start to really evaluate how this season's going to play or how the season's going to look. Just because, like, the first 3 games, even though it's live, real games, it's still almost like a preseason, per se.
Okay.
Because you're still making adjustments. You're still trying to find the chemistry to find the right lineups. By the time you get to that 4th game, you know, all right, this who playing, this who ain't playing. This who this person is, this who this person really ain't. It's hard to judge how the season is going to be after 1 game just due to the fact that there's so many adjustments and changes that can make into that next game. So you give 3 games, and then after that 3rd game, you can kind of tell, all right, bam, this is the real flaws. These are the things that we need to really clean up. These are the things that we do great at, we can excel at, because it takes time, and it's not going to be built in 1 game. And a lot of people just, you know, they looking for that home run. Oh, man, we didn't look great. Actually, what happened that first game, be thankful it happened that first game. Because this is just a build-up for game 2. What you're going to see with this team trying to run the ball. And the defensive line had to show up. And the defense had to play better than what they are. It's just a wake-up call, right? Okay, football is here. It's time to get it going. The juice has got to be flowing. You got to take every possession, you know, 3rd down's a key, right? So situational football, what Prime always talk about, guess what happened? It happened in the game, situational football. In the first half, situational football killed us. We couldn't get off the field in 3rd down. Second half, we cleaned it up, right? And if it wasn't for, you know, we playing man-to-man coverage and nobody's paying attention to the quarterback, they might not even score that touchdown. They might only get 3. So to see the adjustments made from first half to second half out of that first game is good. So
Okay.
I mean, I told people from the get-go that North Dakota State wasn't no slouch. You don't win 9 national championships. They have championship medals. When you come into that program, you believe you're going to win a national championship. You believe you're going to be a winner. They just recycle players and coaches through. Everybody was saying, oh, they coach left and went here, and this person, they didn't go out and they didn't have no search. All they did was promote it from within, in which they've always done. Understand this, that North Dakota State would be in like the Mountain West Conference if every sport could compete, but every sport that they have can't compete. Like their basketball team, all of that stuff has to add up to be able to compete. So the reason that North Dakota State isn't in like a Mountain West Conference, maybe even the ACC or something like that, is because all of their schools can't compete. So I knew this was a good game. Coach Prime told y'all in his press conferences, hey, this is a good team, well coached. They're not going to beat themselves. They're going to do what they came. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play Tampa 2. What we saw from our team was what you wanted to find out, that if you get punched in the mouth, will you get up or will you lay down? We found that you got to give Coach Livingston a hand clap because this is the first time calling plays. He went in at halftime. He made adjustments, came out a totally different defense that you saw the second half. So that was good for us to see going into Nebraska. Now, we'd have went in there and beat them people 60-0. Everybody would have thought we was the best thing since sliced cornbread. We going to beat Nebraska by 100. And then we'd have came out and looked sloppy. Then you'd have been like, oh, what's wrong? No, you got to see some flaws. We did some good things. We did some bad things. We should have got off the field twice on 3rd down in the first half. We got penalties. That's discipline. Again, I always tell you, alignment and assignment. That wins you football games, and that's why North Dakota State is so good. They do alignment and assignment. They're going to line up, and they're going to do their assignment. They're not going to try to do anything other than what they're supposed to do. They're not trying to be superheroes. But that first game, I was pleased because I knew it was going to be a tough one, and we came out on top. So I'm pleased with where we were.
I mean, I'm just going to add this a little bit to it. When you look what North Dakota State did to us as far as on defense, Nebraska does kind of similar things too. Okay. So that was a big key for us too also.
Okay, so me, I don't know X's and O's. I know, I tell them all the time it's heart over head for me. So I'm gonna be honest. And you was in the building, so you let me know. I was nervous. Like Shador got up a little bit too many times off the ground for me this game. But was I expected too much from the offensive line, or am I expected too much too soon? And they're gonna protect him a little bit better as the season goes on. I'm leaning that way, but it was like, oh hey, okay, I wanted Shador I didn't want him to touch the ground, like just let him play football. But he got up off the ground a couple of times more than I
But
wanted to
but a
see. What do you think?
Go ahead, Coach Ray.
but you got this is what you got to think of. A couple of those times when he got hit, that was him moving out the pocket, him moving around. So now you setting yourself up maybe for a couple of hits that you're not in the pocket. I felt that we held up a lot better. It's a couple of plays on them RPOs. Shador should have handed the ball off. He didn't. He threw it. So when you go back
Okay,
and like me and Rob did when we really watched the game, the offensive line did pretty well. They did
okay,
pretty well. But this is a first time unit. Offensive line is the one position where the unit has to do well. It's not about the one
yeah,
person. It's about all five guys doing a job, doing a job to get to a goal. And so none of these guys last year played for Colorado. Nobody up front last year played except for Hank. Hank Solinsky is the center. Everybody
right,
else, because everybody else, so they're new. So they're getting the feel for each other. You got a new offensive line coach who I think is doing a great job. So, yeah, it's not that you're expecting too much. I don't think nobody wants Shador to get hit. But like I said, a couple of those times he moved out of the pocket. So, when you move out that pocket like that and start moving towards that line of scrimmage, you 9 times out of 10, you're going to get hit. But he was only sacked one time, so that was good. But yeah, it's coming together. I don't think it's nothing to worry about. We're gonna find out
okay.
this week because Nebraska got a. Go ahead.
Here's what I'll say to this. Coach Ray hit it right on the head. When you look, and your feelings are valid, right? I won't say that. Your feelings are valid. Most people felt the same way you felt. I just think it's everybody was so like, oh, North Dakota ain't this and that they
Mm-hmm.
overreacted to the first game. When
Yeah.
we kept trying to tell y'all, hey man, they are a hell of a team, right? They don't go to national championships or be close or a game away from national championship year in year out for no reason, right? They just discipline. That's what it came down to. When it came to the hits that Shador took, how many of those hits did he really take sitting in the pocket?
Oh
Majority of
no,
those
this
hits,
this, this is a good call
yeah,
out. That's a good call out, and I need to go back and watch because
yeah,
This is like
majority of
just.
those hits, sitting in person, right? I was never nervous sitting in the stadium. I was never nervous not one time that we was going to lose the game, nothing.
Oh
No,
yeah, not nervous, just didn't like it.
because when you're watching the game, you're seeing it, and it's like, damn, Shador just release the ball. Like one time when he's about to take off and run, if he would have just threw the ball, he would have gained 5 yards to just check the ball down. But for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, he just didn't check the ball down. If he checks the ball down, he doesn't even take that hit. But also, when he look at it, he didn't really take a lot of hits in the pocket. Majority of his hits came when he got outside of the tackles. That's when he got a lot of those big hits, those big shots taken. So what you did love about it is Shador was able to step up in the pocket and play with confidence and still deliver the ball. That's
Oh,
part of
absolutely.
last year. He would have just kept rolling out. He wouldn't have sat in that pocket to take hits. So it's a plus.
Got a question from the chat. Kind of staying with the line, but switching to the D line and thinking about Nebraska. Uh, Nebraska still has what the chat is saying is a weight advantage on both sides of the ball. Actually, can our O line deal with their D line as far as like the weight advantage, and how y'all feel about that? If you thought about that at all.
It's the same. It's the same defensive line from last year. There's nothing that changed about Nebraska as far as the defensive line go. It's the same defensive line. Number 0 and number 9, Ty and I can't think of the other guy name on top of my head. But number 9 didn't play the first half last year. He only played the second half. When number 0 played the entire game. There's a lot of multitude of things that we can do to scheme to the advantage of us, right? We know what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We've already been through this. Nash. Yeah, Nash. Thanks, J-Dot. Nash. But when you look at it, there's a lot of things that we can do to scheme to them to be successful. When you look at them, they want to penetrate. they want to penetrate. There's different things that we can do to exercise them to tire them out, right? Let's get them running sideline to sideline and see how long they can last in the game, right? We can wear them down. And so it's not like we didn't see them last year. We don't got no film on them. We know exactly what they did on film last year. We seen what they did first game. They gonna come with a game plan. That's the least of my worries, because guess what? Nebraska's gonna play zone behind them. They're not gonna play man. They're not.
Oh yeah.
If you're expecting Nebraska to come out there and man us up at the wide receiver position, hey, you might as well go ahead and count your door for 500 yards. I promise you, he gonna get 500. They gonna man. So they're gonna scheme something up where it's gonna be a lot of zone coverage, zone blitzes, they're just trying to create schemes and patterns to throw Shedeur off. But Shedeur has seen everything he can see. You know, he needs to see. He know how they're going to try to hit him. He's going to look at that film from last year and how they came. They're going to utilize that tape because Nebraska's going to run something similar to what they did last year. That's just a matter of the game. So all you got to do is, take advantage of the situations as far as running the ball. We wasn't bad last year running the ball. We averaged 5 yards a carry last year against them running the ball. We just didn't run it enough. So this year we changed that and run the ball. I mean, if you take out Shedeur's sack total of them negative 30 yards, we're over 100 yards in rushing. So
here's the thing.
Oh yeah, come on, Coach.
Yeah, here's the thing. So everyone saying the offensive line was worse last year, and we feel like our offensive line is better this year. And we beat them last year, and they got the same guys. So sometimes I'm not saying that those guys aren't talented guys, because I do think they're talented guys. I just think we're better up front this year than we were last year. So, I mean, we just got to play. I mean, we just got to show up and play. That's what it is. It's about offensive line is a want-to job. You get what I'm saying? The offensive line, that they don't get the glory and the fame that they should, because it's a want-to job. You got to want to move another man when you play offensive line. It's moving somebody that don't want to go by any means necessary. So, but no, it should be okay. The weight, I think we outweighed North Dakota State defensive line. So, like I say, it's about the technique, the hands, quick off the ball and stuff like that. Weight doesn't have so much to do with it as people think.
Yep, and I see that saying, I'm sorry, go ahead, Rob.
No, I'm finna say it didn't affect our defensive line. Our defensive line was super small last year. We're way bigger than what we are, and it's the same thing. So,
and I see Josh and Det saying, talking about the turnovers that happened last season, and I see that, like, if those turnovers don't happen, maybe we don't win the game, or it's much closer. So,
if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So
all of us, we'd all be not. Still got to win it, but
did y'all forget about that field goal Nebraska missed? Come on now.
Hey, what? Goodness. Okay, I did forget about that. But y'all know how I take my medicine. It's rolled up, not on the rocks. Shedeur got hit way too much last year. Better way, protect. I'm waiting for that signature Shedeur game, and I think it's gonna come early in the season. I think it could come against Nebraska. I think we made the like, I hear him talking about the fumbles and stuff. I hear you say like the 500 yards. I'm just feeling like Shedeur want to set a tone. I don't think that he really got to set the tone that he wanted to set at the North Dakota game. Like, we got one under our belt. We kind of know Nebraska. Y'all got questions about, and I'm a boxing fan too. It's kind of like people is questioning whether we really got the win or the judges gave it to us. Now I think Shedeur goes for the knockout. I think Colorado goes for the knockout. And I think Travis is going to be, he's been so special already this season. I think Travis is going to be a real difference maker. But it's Horn Jr. It's Horn Jr. that I'm calling for a big game. What are y'all thinking about how we attack?
I can tell you this: they're locked in. And when I came on we did our show on Sunday, I said y'all not gonna see a lot from the pregame, reach the people, well off. And y'all haven't seen them, right? They locked in. It's a different focus this week. It's personal. I don't think that Shedeur needs to set a tone this week. Here's why. I don't want us clicking on all cylinders right now. I just want us to go and get the W.
Really? Okay.
The reason why is I don't want us to peak early in the season. I want us to start to gain momentum and start peaking towards the end of the season, right? That's when we gonna really need
I like that
to help us get to the Big 12 championship game. So right now, man, just get the W right now, right? Just grow little by little and put things together. I don't want us to peak right now, because if we peak right now, that means we're gonna go on a decline fast. So I'd rather wait and let's just keep building this thing up. You know, momentum by momentum. And so that's more what I'm looking at is we should win this. We will win this game, but I don't want us
for sure.
I don't want us to go super dominate this game and then have a drop off because we playing CSU and it's gonna be another personal game, another rivalry game back to back, right?
No, we can't have no drop off.
Yeah,
no drop off going against CSU.
There's just another build up, right? Because it's gonna be a lot. Like, think about it, right? We got an emotional game this week. We got another emotional rivalry game next week. We got homecoming, which is going to be some emotions there. And then we're going to play UCF and Prime going back to Florida. Another emotional game. So this first 5-game stretch is just going to be full of emotions.
Yeah. So that's a good call. That's a good call, Rob.
How much do you want to be picking at this moment in time with all these emotions? Because guess what? When you come off all those emotions and all that high, that's when the decline starts. And we're going to a bye right after UCF. So I just want
I'm being greedy. I want Shedeur to throw for 500, 600 yards every game. I want him to shut up the everybody that's doubting him. So I told you, I get into my heart sometimes because I kind of take it personal. Like, y'all taking shots at a kid for what? Like, he's doing his job. So to me, it's like, just shut the naysayers up. But I see somebody is picking Colorado to lose. Really? Northside, you guys see you losing 14-28. I don't see how that happens.
I will be in Nebraska. I'm not worried about no Corns fan. I'm just being honest. I ain't worried about no Corns fan.
I see him saying, "Be careful."
Here's why I'm not worried about it. I actually went to college in Nebraska at the University of Nebraska Omaha, so I'm not worried about Corn fans. So I'm not worried about it.
Okay, yeah, no. So what do you think? What do you think the I guess the main game plan will be? Will it be to run the ball and kind of control the clock? Are we going to see Shedeur go off? I mean, a little bit of both. What is best for like building this momentum that you're talking about so we don't peak too soon?
Go ahead, Coach Ray. You can answer.
Well, I mean, it comes down to, I think everybody wants 50-50 run pass. I've always said that it's going to be 60-40, and I don't know which one going to be the 60. I don't know which one going to be the 40 each week. So when Bruss say he don't want us to hit the peak, what he's saying is we want to see gradual improvement every week. We saw what we saw last week. I want to see better than what I saw last week. I want to see us play better in the first half. We didn't play. Our offensively, we played decent in the first half. We played good. We didn't play as well on defense. Second half, I think we put together a pretty solid half of football. So now we want a solid game of football. You get what I'm saying? We need to see like I told you, I seen this a couple of the RPOs that Shedeur could have actually hand the ball off. The hole was big enough for a Mack train to run through it, that the kid is open. So it wasn't that we couldn't run the ball. And last year, that was, I think, Coach Prime's thing was he didn't think that he could run the ball. He had to make Shedeur drop back 40, 50 times. This year, I don't think he feels that way. I think he feels confident coming in and running the ball. Like I said, that's what I expect us to do. So about 60-40. It could be 60 pass, 40 run, or it could be 60 run, 40 pass. But it's gonna be in that dynamic for us to do what we need to do. I feel good with our running backs. I feel, and everybody knows, I think we got the best receivers in the country. And two of them and Will Shepherd ain't even went off yet. So that's a scary thought that Will Shepherd ain't even went. You know, so I think we good. We just got to play consistently. I think Coach Prime tells people that all the time. It's about the consistency. We want to be consistent every week. Everything that we do, we want to be consistent.
I mean, here's what I'm expecting. Here's what I want to see, right? Let's do what other people do to us. Let's control the clock. Let's do what everybody do to us. For the people that's in the back that ain't listening, let's do that, right? What's the one thing everybody want to do? They want to run the ball, control the clock, keep the ball offense, right? Well, what if we run the ball, control the clock, and we're scoring, and we're putting pressure on you? You got to score, and our defense is fresh, because that's what happened in the second half. We control the half. We control the ball the second half, and we start putting pressure on their offense where they had to go score, and they gave our defense. Our defense came together because they were more fresh. They weren't on the field as much. So now, let's think about it like this. Both teams are probably going to get 8 possessions out the game, both ways, right? How many possessions can we score in those 8 possessions? And how many can they score? That's going to be the name of this game.
Got to score more than them. Got to keep them from scoring. I like that.
Out of eight possessions, right? We got to score at least 5 out of the 8 possessions, right? So that means if we score 5 out of 8 possessions, that means we got to keep them 4 or less.
4 or less.
Exactly. They're going to possess the ball.
And so we do that, I think, from a defensive standpoint. And so my question is it more important to have Travis dominate on the defensive side of the ball? Offensive side of the ball, doesn't matter.
It don't truly matter because they're going to play zone against us. So there is going to be receivers galore open on the offensive side. Defensive side, are they going to be willing to test Travis? It's a question.
Yeah, I don't know much about this quarterback, Dylan. This new quarterback that they brought in. I think it's a true freshman. I haven't been able to get a read on him.
He's a true freshman, 5-star. But when you go back and you watch the film on him, he's just throwing the balls up. Some of those plays, he just threw it up to his receivers because they have better athletes. You can't do that against Colorado. If you just throw that ball up and it's a 50-50 ball, okay.
We coming down with that.
Throw a 50-50 ball up on Travis. I don't care how fast number 17 it is or Banks. If you throw a 50-50 ball, that's an 80-20 for Travis come down with that play. So you make your mind up. Trust me, Dylan Raiola going to be more safe with that ball this week than he was last week.
I mean,
okay.
He's
like
just
that.
a kid. He's a kid. He's a 5-star. He's a legitimate quarterback prospect, and that's what he was brought there to do. Take over and make the corn good again. Again, this is his first real challenge. And what you want to do is you want to put pressure on him. And I'm pretty sure that's what Coach Livingston is going to do. Put some pressure in his face, make him have to make quick decisions. He's still young. What you want to do is try to make him beat you. Try to make Dylan Raiola beat you. As a true freshman, he beat the University of Colorado. I don't think so. But he is a great kid. I think he can throw the football very well. We just got to put pressure on him, and I think that'll help us out as well.
No doubt, he's a hell of a kid. Like, you gotta get credit where credit due. He's a hell of a kid. He can make all the throws, but he can put himself in predictable situations where he can get a little antsy. So we want him to get antsy. Give us the opportunity to go make plays.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely want the opportunity to go make plays. I heard you talking. I want to shift gears a little bit to Shiloh, and I want to. I don't remember which show it was on, but I want to say you were talking about you don't want Shiloh always having to make the tackle, always having to be the one to make the tackle. Why does that happen, and what type of breakdown is happening, and how can we fix that going into this week?
I mean, most of the time when you see Shiloh making a play is because the linebackers didn't fill a gap or fill a hole or fail to make a tackle. And so now Shiloh's happened to go make the plays. When anytime your secondary, like your deep safeties are having to go make plays, that's a problem, right? That's a problem that you don't want to have. So it's not that you don't want Shiloh around the ball. You want him around the ball, but you just don't want him coming from a deep safety position to go make plays and go hit, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
You'd rather have a linebacker or your defensive line making plays, a corner every now and then if it's an outside run to go make a play like you see Travis do when he came up and tackled the running back for a 1-yard gain. But anytime your safeties have to come up from deep safety to go make a play, that's not a good situation. That means that the either your line or linebackers, one of them two ain't doing a job, and that's causing a big problem, which can lead into a bigger problem. So You just want to make sure that your defensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage. Your linebackers are going to go scrape and clean up plays, and your safeties just being back there for just to be safety, right? The safety net for no long big runs.
Oh yeah, Big Steel saying put Travis at the safety for this game. Travis at safety, really, Big Steel? I don't know. That wouldn't the case. I would have thought of that scheme.
No, I mean you got too many safeties. I think you got too many safeties when you got Stoudemire. I think they say Silman Craig should be back, hopefully. Riley, Hodge in the nickel. So I don't think we need to move Travis to safety. Rob hit it on the head. If your safeties is making tackles, that means they're getting anywhere from 5 to 6 yards a pop, and that ain't what you want. If you getting 5 or 6 yards a pop, you moving the ball down the field. You constantly getting first downs. We want to see him making tackles in the back end and breaking up passes, not having to come up and make tackles 5 and 6 yards down the field, because again, that means that they're getting first downs, and the defense is on the field more than we want. I just need Shiloh to keep doing what he's doing. We got to take a little bit of the edge off. We can't get penalties. We got to be able to get off the field when we need to get off the field, because the offense is scoring pretty quickly. We need to get the defense over there where they can get some rest, get some water, look at the screens, look and see make adjustments like that. I think that was some of the biggest thing too, was defense would come right off the field, offense would be on the field 2-3 plays, we'll be done scored, and now you right back out there again. And so you haven't had a chance to make those adjustments by looking at the on the field cams, the little iPads that they have on the field right now. So I think Rob hit it on the head. We got to have some long drives, some 11, 12 play drives by the offense, so the defense can get that kind of rest.
I'll say this, for those people that's saying Travis at safety, if you used to see Travis at safety, that means you're going to see Colin Hood out that corner. You're going to see DJ at corner. You're going to see Preston Hodge at corner. And Shiloh in the box. And you're going to let Travis Hunter be the deep safety. If you used to see Travis at safety, that's what would happen. But we would have to be going against a true passing team where we need all those corners out there. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Definitely not for this week. I heard a lot of chit chat about how the clock management and making timeouts and throwing the ball on Coach Prime's part. Do you expect, or do you see a need for any adjustments going into this week, as far as like how he clock management, calling timeouts and those things?
The only reason why people bring that up is if that ball goes for a touchdown, do you still say the same thing?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
The only reason why it's a conversation is because the ball was incomplete. That's it.
That's the only reason it's a conversation. And then Shador comes out and tells you, hey, I got yelled at. Do you not see Travis and Prime? They are hot because he did that. He just audibled the play because he wanted to get LeJohntay. He had LeJohntay one-on-one. He wanted to get him in the end zone. And he told you guys that at the press conference. He took full responsibility to let you know, hey, my dad did not call that. They wanted me to run the ball. I audible because I have the green light to do that. I audibled out of the play. So there's no need for nobody to get upset with Coach Prime. The kid audibled out the play because he wanted to get his homeboy in the end zone. He wanted to get Webster in the end zone like he had got Jimmy and Travis. So that's all that was. Nothing, no big problem. It's nothing to even go running around to be making a big deal about. But people make big deal. This is what I'm saying. Bruh said the right thing. If you score a touchdown, you ranting, you screaming, you hooting, hollering, ain't nothing wrong with it. You have to look at both sides of the spectrum and then listen to it. And when somebody takes accountability for it, just say, okay, the kid just made a mistake. He young. He trying to get his friend in the end zone and move on from it. We shouldn't have to dwell on it. If that's the case, let's dwell on what's going on at Georgia. But nobody dwells on that because they're winning. Winning masks a lot of problems. You get what I'm saying? But eventually, them problems come to the surface, and you can't hide them forever.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's being called out because it's Coach Prime. That's why it's Coach Prime. This is why we looking at it at Colorado.
Here's the thing, though. if you was at the game, ain't nobody at the game questioning Coach Prime because everybody saw Coach Prime and Travis interaction. Before when the play got audible, Travis shook his head no. When he was audibling, Travis kept saying no. Even when the play was happening, Travis didn't even run his route. Him and Prime looked at each other and was just like, but they put their hands up. But I don't think a lot of people got to see that because the cameras wasn't focused on that. But if you was at the game, you understood it from a different level because it's like you. Now there are some people in there like questioning it, right? Because they not paying attention to what I pay attention to. I don't really. A lot of times when plays go on, I pay attention to body languages and all type of things differently than most people watching the game. But as before that play was being audible or anything like that, you can see Travis and Prime upset, like, no, don't do it. And it still happened. So it's nothing.
And that's but and then for Shedeur to go sit down and then take the ownership of it at the press conference, that's what you want to see from your quarterback. They're gonna audible sometimes. They're gonna make a call that I thought I saw something, or like you said, I just want to give my homeboy a shot. Everybody else that got one, I wanted him to have one too.
I mean, they wouldn't cover zero. They wouldn't cover zero. It literally wasn't no help over the top, right? If Shedeur did not underthrow that ball, that's a touchdown. He's walking into the end zone. So
easy. I don't know. Northside, he said Prime makes some dumb decisions sometimes. I don't know.
It wasn't.
I don't know. I can't think of a dumb decision that he's made, but
it wasn't Prime decision. You could just move on.
Yeah. Okay, so when we looking at going into this game, is this an opportunity for LeJohntay to get off in this game? Is this a better matchup for LeJohntay to get off than the Indy State game?
Honestly, he could have got off the last game. To be honest with you, it's just matchups. It's just a play card, right? It just happens to be Jimmy Horn was the open guy, right? It might be reversed this time where they're putting that safety over the top of Jimmy, and now Webster. Like, you can't. It's so hard because we got 4 wide receivers that can just go get it. It's hard to go double team. So if you double team one of them or you start shading one of them, that's going to give opportunities for the other one to make plays. So if you're trying to take out Jimmy, cool. That leaves Webster open to go make it happen. That want to go double Travis? Cool. We'll go to the other side and we'll go to Will up top, head tap. You know what I'm saying? So it don't even matter. Like, you just gotta play your cards, right? And so you one thing you do know, they ain't going man. If they go man, when they did that to UTEP, guess what UTEP did? The receiver head tapped them to the end zone, over the top for end zone. He burned 2 of them. So they're not gonna go man. We got way more speed than UTEP got. So if you go do that, cool. I'll rather use. I want to see if you got the balls to go play man. Y'all talking the secondary talking all this heavy noise. Come play man. For the noise y'all talking with, come play man. But we know what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna rush 3. Y'all gonna drop 8. That's just a matter of the game. So now it's just about finding open zones and hitting the right reads.
I see everybody in the chat is calling for Will Shepherd. They like it's Will Shepherd time. Okay. Good. Just like Weaver did last year. We're gonna see. I got another question from the chat. Do y'all think Caleb Mathis makes it to the offense or stays on special teams? Any news about Caleb Mathis?
Well, Caleb Mathis did not dress last game, so let's just stop there. He didn't dress last game, so
it's not looking that good. It's not looking good for Caleb. He wasn't dressed up.
It wasn't that. It just something happened. They ain't released it out to the public. I ain't gonna release it out to the public. Even though
exactly, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
we'll keep an eye on Caleb.
Yeah, he just didn't dress. All right, so if he does dress, he will play on offense. That's just what it is.
I like that. Okay, but he will play on offense.
He will play. I'm telling you right now, he will play on offense if he dress. All right, so y'all can just cut the noise.
Everybody run them likes up. Make sure y'all run them likes up on both platforms. Run them likes up.
He didn't even dress during pregame, so he didn't dress during the game. That's all.
So that was it. It was already have been decided.
Yeah.
So I'm of the mindset that Shedeur should be in the Heisman talk at the end of this season if everything goes the way I envision it in my head. Is it possible that Travis takes votes away from Shador, and vice versa? Could they both be in the running? Thoughts on that? Too
Yeah, I think
soon?
that's what I no, you hit it on the head. That's what it's gonna come down to. If we having the season that we think we're gonna have, um, and it's coming down late in the season, we get to the Big 12 championship. What happens is let's just use Cam Ward for instance. Now you have a Cam Ward. It's going to be a sticky situation because that vote that could have went to Travis or could have went to Shador, you get what I'm saying? It's going to go to one or the other. So a guy like him might end up winning because we're taking votes away from each other. Uh, I think if Shador is on pace to do what he's doing right now, I think he's the man. Probably the front runner to get the Heisman because it's a quarterback award. You don't see
Right.
many non-quarterbacks win the Heisman. You get what I'm saying? But Travis Hunter is a one of one. He's a Charles Wilson won the Heisman. He's a guy like that. But if Shador is on pace and doing what he's doing, throwing for 400-500 yards a game, 3-4 touchdowns, and he has a low interception number, I just believe that it's a quarterback award, and so I believe that he would do it. For Travis to win it, Travis would have to go over 1,000 probably on offense, have somewhere around 50 to 60 tackles, and he'd have to have anywhere from 5 to 6 picks with 2 of them going to the house. And to me, I don't think anybody noticed it, but when they do special teams, Travis Hunter is back there catching punts because Deion Sanders knows he has to have a Heisman moment. And a Heisman moment is him catching a punt and him taking it to the house. And so that's the kind of thing that if Travis has those kind of numbers, you got to look and say, hey, he playing majority of the snaps. He doing this, he doing that. You probably got to give Travis Hunter the Heisman.
Yeah, Shador's an automatic. He's going to be in the Heisman race. But all this going to come down to us winning, right? Where this goes, right? We got to win, right? The last quarterback that won it, he was 9-3. Went from LSU. He's going to have the numbers and everything to put up to be able to win. For Travis Hunter to win, he's got to get some interceptions on defense. He's got to return a punt. But the problem is on defense is somebody going to be willing to go at him. Not too many quarterbacks went at him last year. How many quarterbacks are going to go at him this year? That entire game against North Dakota State, they didn't go at Travis. How many opportunities is he really going to get in a game, to make an impact on defense? You got a game plan against him. He's taking one half of the field away. You didn't see the ball go too many times to Travis' side during the game. So it's gonna already be the driver's seat for Shador. It's just Travis just got to continue to put the results on the board, and let everybody else decide from there.
I know we starting to wind down here. 190 in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all run it up. Make sure y'all get RobDaManMedia a follow, fam. If y'all not already following, I don't know what y'all waiting on. Should have been following RobDaManMedia. But as we get ready to wind up, and I appreciate you guys' time. Thoughts about bowl game? Make a bowl, and then do you have an idea? I think we make a bowl, but do you have an idea making a bowl, and then if so, which bowl?
Right now, I'm a coach, so I want to go week by week. But when we looking that far ahead, I want to be playing for the Big 12 championship. If we're in that game, we're probably in the November 1st bowl. We know if we win that game that we're in the playoff. It's just automatic. You're in the playoff. So, I would love to. That's my goal is to be in a November 1st. First of the year bowl, a January 1st, January 2nd type bowl, or to be in the playoffs. But my goal every week is to be 1-0. That's always going to be my preaching to anybody. Hey, the most important game is the next. And why is it the most important game? Because it's the next game. We respect all, but we fear none. And I think that's a great model to have. We just want to come out here and play the best football. But I do believe we should be in a bowl game. like they said, they was 4-8 and people wanted, because see, bowl games are about money. Can you generate money? Can you get your fan base to
Oh
come
yeah.
to this bowl game? So Colorado, anybody will want Colorado because they're gonna generate the money. They're gonna
Oh, they
generate the
scared.
I mean, right now the goal is just Big 12 championship right now. Let's get there first, and then we're about the bowl after that. And not saying that, where I envision us at, is, we gotta make the steps and, do what we do. 1-0 is the goal. That's where we're gonna continue to be the goal. Focus on one game at a time, and let's see how this season play off. Like I said, my evaluation of this team, everything gonna go for the rest of the season. I'm making it after 4 games, right after the Baylor game, homecoming. That's when I'm really start getting a true breakdown analysis of this team.
Oh yeah. So I mean, after this is probably going to be the toughest stretch of the season, right? These first 4 or 5 games, I think, if I remember correctly. And to me, I know people are in the chat like Big 12 championship is a lofty goal, but when I looked at the Big 12, it's some talent out there, but I feel like we stack up pretty good against that talent. So I think Big 12 is doable. And let Rob back in. So I feel like Big 12 is doable, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure why folks are saying that. Like, I feel like we stack up really well against the Big 12, especially after moving over there. I thought it was a good move and a conference we can win.
Right now, the talk is Utah, Oklahoma State, Kansas State. So you're not in their top 3. And it's everybody probably up under them. Texas Tech got took to the wire. So it's those big 3 is what people thinking of. People like UCF as a sleeper. So we just, like you say, we just got to take one game at a time. Win the games that we need to win. Play hard. Winning ain't easy. It come with a price. And I think them guys have paid that price in the summer. You win football games in the summer, guys. You don't win them in the fall. You win them in the summer with your hard work, your dedication to your craft, pushing your teammates, holding each other accountable. And you see a lot of that going on with Colorado when you didn't see that last year. So, we got a couple more days and it's on to the corn, but I like where we're headed.
It's on to the corn. Exactly.
I mean, when you break down the season, the back half of our schedule is the most important part of our schedule, to be honest. I'll break it down in quarters. The first 5 games, the middle 3 games, and then the last 4 or 5 games. Our toughest stretch, where we're gonna stand in the Big 12 is gonna come at the end of the season, right? We got Utah, Oklahoma State on the back end of the schedule, Texas Tech on the back end of the schedule, Cincinnati. So I'm breaking it down in different parts of the schedule. What we're gonna learn about the Big 12, it starts next week, right? Because some of these teams are gonna start playing each other. So then we're gonna start to see, okay, let's see a feel for who's playing each other, how they grade out playing against each other, and then how do we look that next week against Baylor. So we're gonna start to find out a lot about the Big 12. Because I think week 1 is the hardest week to really say what a team gonna do throughout the year and what they're not gonna do, unless they just show you tremendously some bad strides like Florida State. But outside of that, I mean it's really hard to judge a team because you want to see the adjustments, what they do the second week. So now that you get that week 2, week 3, then you can start to get a feel of what teams might do throughout the season. So.
Yeah, and I agree. The matchups at the back half of the season are going to be tough. But I think for me, the emotion that you talked about that's going to go into these first 5 weeks really is going to define who this team is. And if it's only 6 to 7 games that you got to win to get a bowl, we could be pretty much almost there within this first quarter, first half of the season. So
I'm gonna say this: all the emotional games are at the beginning of the season. All the games that means the most are at the end of the season. So you got your rivalry games. You got Dylaa returning to Colorado. The homecoming, like all the emotional stuff that goes on throughout the season. All this stuff's on the beginning half of the season. So you got to take care of business at the beginning of the season. And then towards the end, it's really where you go, you know, hey, you got to buckle up. So that's when you really want to be hitting your strides at the end of the season.
Got you. Yeah. And I see y'all saying maybe only have one more win. Really, Colorado State. Y'all count this out. I can't wait. I don't bet against Coach Prime. I don't bet against Coach Prime. Before we get out of here, we got an ongoing debate on Cess Talk Sports. Does Deion stay in Colorado? I have a hard time thinking that he can stay. I don't know if he knows how to not coach his sons. So I think he's headed to the NFL. I know he said he don't want to go. What y'all thoughts? Set me straight on the way out of here. I know I gotta. Shantae Michelle is in the chat. She waiting to hear y'all tell me he ain't going nowhere. So let me hear what y'all think happens after this year before we get out of here.
This is what we gonna say. He's definitely not going to the NFL. I do believe that these two Florida schools are gonna try to come throw the money at him because they're gonna have it to throw. But Coach Prime is a guy of principle. He's not moved by money. And I think what he's building at Colorado, he wouldn't be able to do that anywhere else right now. The SEC, a place like Florida State, they're run by their boosters. Don't let nobody tell y'all any different. And, you know, them boosters and stuff, they want to control everything. They want to they really want to be the coach if they could. So I just don't think Florida State, and that's what people that's what you're going to hear. But for the NFL, no, CC, that's too much. It's like Coach Prime, some coaches just ain't made. Like Nick Saban, he tried it. He went to the NFL and he realized, oh, this ain't my cup of tea. It's grown men. Mm-hmm. They want to talk back. They want to, they don't want to play hard. They just thinking about, I don't have time for that. And I don't have when you're in the NFL, you don't have complete control. You got a general manager, you got a president, you got an owner, this, that, and the other. Prime only answers to Rick George. He's the boss of everybody else that's in that building. Where in the NFL, you don't have that. You don't have that luxury. And I don't think he wants that kind of headache. Coach Prime can't do the things he want to do it the way he want to do it. Coach Prime ain't with that, and I don't think no NFL team is gonna give him that kind of power. So I think we're good at Colorado. I think he'll be there for a while.
You don't need to have him leaving out of Colorado. Okay.
No, I don't know. Not to come to these Florida schools. You got to remember, I'm in Florida. He ain't nobody. You definitely know. I'm in the city where the University of Florida is. He definitely don't want to come here because it's too much. It's way too much in Gainesville. Like I told you, the boosters run it, and they want to tell you what to do. And if they don't like this, and it's just too much. And I think Florida State burned that bridge when they had a chance. Now, if Florida, the thing never happens with Florida State, and this is happening at Florida State, now I would be worried for Colorado. But with what happened at Florida State, the first time, because Deion was pretty much going to be the head coach of Florida State. Some people, some boosters were just like, no, he doesn't have a resume. We need to go get an established football coach. So they really turned him down. If you guys go back and watch his it's on YouTube. Go back and watch when he was in high school coaching Shador. And you will see the episode where it starts getting rumors that he's gonna be the next coach at Florida State. He calls Shador in there and pretty much tells Shador, it looks like I'm gonna be the next head coach. But stuff start falling through boosters and people with the big money start saying, oh, we don't know if we want him. So if that wouldn't have happened, I'd have thought, Florida State got a big chance to get their man to come back home to take Florida State back to the promised land. But now I don't.
The first question you got to ask yourself is, who's going to give Coach Prime the access to do whatever the hell he want to do when he want to do it? That's the first question.
I have a plan. I got a plan. The Saudis are going to buy the Cowboys from Jerry Jones, and Deion can run that thing. We got the money. And Shantae, I still take the bet. I see you talking in the chat, but that was my plan.
And that's the first question you got to ask yourself, right? Who's going to allow Bucky to be Bucky, Darius to be Darius, Uncle Neely to be Uncle Neely, and showcase what's really going on at the university, right? If that question can't be answered first, ain't even no point in you picking up the phone calling Prime. That's the real reason why he didn't go to Auburn. Because he could have took that Auburn job, but they would not give. They wouldn't let Deion Jr., Bucky, be Bucky. So if you ain't gonna allow that to happen, you wasting your time calling, pick up the phone. I don't care about what money you negotiate with him. He not doing it. I don't see him going to NFL. Just because of he want to lead young men. He don't want to go through the rigors of getting to the NFL and people not wanting as bad as he wanted. So that's the things that it come down to, really. That's what makes this thing so easy.
It's hard for me to see him do something, coach anybody but his sons, because he's only coached his sons. So, I'm gonna take your I don't want to take it, but I'm gonna take your expertise because you on site. So I got to take your expertise and push my plan to the back. No Deion to Dallas or Vegas. I was trying to send him to both.
Anything is possible. I'm not gonna tell you it all. Anything is possible, but the way things, because here's how I envision it. Like, either somebody finna leave University of Colorado, whether that's Bucky, Darius, or Neely. One of them finna follow his son somewhere. One of the sons, right? Mm-hmm. So that's gonna open up. That's gonna keep him at Colorado, but one of them about to leave with his sons. So he's gonna know everything that his sons are doing and how to guide them through the measures and whatever they need to go through in the NFL. So why leave to try to, because you ain't gonna better. There's not gonna be one team that's gonna draft all your sons to one team, right? Now, if you could pull that off, where you could draft Shedeur, Travis, and Shiloh on the same team, you might.
Oh, that was in my plan. Everybody was going. Oh, we was packing up the whole crew and moving to Beverly Hillbillies. You know what I mean? We was on our way, everybody.
But that's gonna be hard, because what GM owner is gonna will enough to pay the price that you got to pay just to get them back-to-back picks to draft both of them.
That's why it was the Saudi money.
I was getting the Saudi money. So that's why it's so complicated to say Deion is going to go to the NFL, because people are not thinking about that. You think Deion want to go to the NFL and coach only one of his sons?
No. It would have to be everybody. It would have to be everybody.
So now, when you say everybody, you got to think, all right, who are the logical teams that's going to be at the top, right? What's the destination? Because Prime ain't going to want to just go coach anywhere.
Oh, no.
So now, you got to have the right destination.
Absolutely.
You got to have the draft capital. And you got to be willing to draft all three of them. Or you willing to take that risk?
I think the Saudis would. I think the Saudis would. That was my only show. That was my only hope. If the Saudis bought the Cowboys, or if there was a way to get them into Las Vegas, because Shedeur was already working with Tommy. And so, but then to me, it also comes down to being the number one pick, and is that the most important thing to either Shedeur or Travis or both? So, how would that matter? And then, of course, like if they had the picks and stuff to bring them in, but if I was the GM, if I could do anything, that's where I was sending them. I was packing them all up and sending them down there. So, Shante Michelle, you win. I don't know. I still might keep some hope out, but I do appreciate your time today, Rob. Thoughts on this game? Any closing feelings or anything before we get ready to wrap this up?
I mean, when I look at this game, man, it's going to come. When I look at this game, it's really going to truly come down to who can get off the field on third downs. Everything that's going to be transpiring in this game, it's going to be a physical game. It's going. I see this game as a back and forth game. But who can get off the field on third downs is going to be the key. Who makes adjustments in that second half is going to be the key. I got Colorado winning. But at the end of the day, when things come down to it, it's going to come down to who can make those key stops. And CU control. If CU controls the clock, CU will win this game by 14 points. Easy. That's really all it is. If they control the clock and they put the pressure on Nebraska to have to score, I don't think Nebraska can score the way they think they can score. They let this UTEP get so high on their head, and that's why they're talking the way they're talking. But when you really break this game down, if CU controls the clock, this game they win by 14. Now, if CU goes and scores real fast, it's gonna be a back and forth game.
But I still got to see you pulling it out either way, back and forth game or controlling the clock.
I got him winning.
Getting it done.
Yeah, I got him winning for sure.
Yeah, I got us 2-0 after this week. And then moving on. I'm excited about the season. Looking forward to continuing to kind of talk with y'all throughout the season. So I'll be bothering you again after the fourth or fifth week and get a real feel for what you think about the season and how it's looking. But appreciate you just the access, the time, and bringing me along on this journey. So just respect to you and everything you're doing over there, man. Big ups. Y'all make sure y'all checking out RobDaManMedia. He's building something special over there. Their team is building something special over there, I should say. So with that, y'all, we getting ready to get out of here. It's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies.
Anytime you need us to pull up, just let us know.
Hey,
we try to make it work. It's hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day,
it is what it is.
We here to grow this thing and put it up on another level, another platform. So let's do it.
Absolutely. And with that, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. It's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies, and we out. RobDaManMedia.